scurrying to the dressing room to get the replacement. Not the ideal beginning for a player who lives on his nerves. But it's the World Cup, it's Wembley, it is what it's all about. A 10-game test to be passed to reach the 1994 finals. The first examination now against Norway, sure to be a stern one. Graham Taylor, including 4 players from the semi-final side of Italia 90. Stuart Pearce, Des Walker, David Platt and Paul Gascoigne, of course. But of the 7 others, only Tony Adams briefly has played in the World Cup before. Even Chris Woods, a regular on the bench behind Peter Shilton, is involved on the pitch in the game's greatest competition for the first time. The side is somewhat structured to suit Gascoigne and his lack of match fitness. Andy Gray.
Yes, I honestly believe that England will line up in that formation. I think they'll ask David Batty to protect the 2 centre-backs a little bit in that holding position. I would fully expect Lee Dixon and Stuart Pearce to bomb forward at every possible occasion, as they won't really be needed back there, as I fully expect Norway just to play one up front.
Ian Wright and Alan Shearer. A strike force to test this Norwegian side. And they are very relieved that Rune Bratseth survived a rigorous workout this morning. Vital for his leadership as well as his defensive strength. This the same 11 which produced that famous victory over Holland. An English angle, of course, in Tottenham's Erik Thorstvedt and Gunnar Halle of Oldham. Just one out-and-out forward. We expect Joran Sørloth, whose 14 international goals include that winner against the Dutch.
Yeah, one change as well tactically, you're right, Martin, from the team against the Dutch. Number 11, Jakobsen, who played up front with Sørloth against the Dutch, will be asked, I'm sure, to play on that left-hand side, and they're going to play with 4 at the back, as opposed to the normal 3, bringing in number 5, Bjornaby.
Well, FIFA are adopting a worldwide policy to help standardise refereeing. Arturo Bricio Carter comes from Mexico City. I'm sure it will be of no influence tonight, but the Carter part of his name can be traced to grandparents who hailed originally from Liverpool.
They get everywhere, those Scousers, don't they? They really do.
Well, Paul Gascoigne, the Pied Piper to the fans throughout the land. He's shown again the unhappy knack of putting both feet in it off the pitch, but when those feet make contact with a football, he's in his natural surroundings. The bigger the occasion, the better he likes it. Norway to kick off then, against the 1990 semi-finalists who set off on the greatest adventure the game can offer, the route towards universal recognition that only the World Cup can bring. The pitch has been slicked by some rain in the last hour or so. Gascoigne has pushed right up into the Norwegian half, just behind the 2 front men, and he's obviously got freedom to roam and rove, and you would expect Shearer and Wright to do likewise. And England looking for the fast start here that can unnerve even the most confident opposition, and certainly Norway come into that category. Played 3, won 3, and doing serious damage to the Dutch in Oslo. There's Joran Sørloth, who scored that decisive goal at the expense of the Dutch.
Looking quickly at the England line-up, Martin, early on, it is fair to say that Paul Gascoigne looks like he's just been given licence to go wherever he likes, with Paul Ince, David Batty and David Platt operating in a narrow midfield. And I just feel that for England to capitalise on the width, where I think the Norwegians are suspect, that Stuart Pearce and Lee Dixon, there's a big onus on them tonight to get forward.
Bjornaby pressed by Shearer. Norway with no real tradition in the game. They've never reached the World Cup finals or indeed the European Championship decisive stages. But their current coach, Egil Olsen, has brought about a remarkable rise in their fortunes.